The Hope and Healing Town Hall took place at the Bronx Museum of Art to hold an important conversation about bringing healing approaches to our public schools. BronxNet has the story. In light of the recent mass shootings in Ohio and El Paso that left dozens dead and hundreds injured collectively, a town hall centered around how Bronx schools can address childhood trauma was organized by New York State Assembly member LaToya Joyner and Bronx Legal Services.
Those terrible tragedies that happened recently in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio, underscore how specific events can really have an impact on people. So it's not just children, but even adults. And some people are really triggered by these incidents. And that's really what we're talking about here, that sometimes these incidents can be so significant that people start having difficulties because of it.
The town hall served as a seminar to make parents, educators, and students aware of the effects of childhood trauma, such as community violence, which can cause PTSD in young adults. Assemblymember LaToya Joyner and State Senator Jamal T. Bailey believe in holding forums like this so the conversation about mental health opens up.
Trauma comes in many forms, as we will hear from many of the advocates and even youth advocates today of how they've experienced trauma. And I believe that, like they said, one encounter with one person, a new experience could help change that around.
Making sure that you get people the help that they need sooner rather than later. Early intervention happens. When we talk about preventive medicine, we don't think about it when it comes to mental health.
And the conversation doesn't end here. State Senator Jamal T. Bailey and Assemblywoman LaToya Joyner says that they're working with teachers to make all teachers certified in dealing with trauma. In Grand Concourse, reporting for BronxNet, Dorissa White. Empire Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Montefiore sponsored a back-to-school health and literacy fair at Poe Park, providing school supplies and health resources. Reporter Danielle Farrell Bannister has the story.
Bronxites gathered at Poe Park for the 9th annual Back-to-School Health and Literacy Fair event hosted by Montefiore and Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield. Food, school supplies, and prizes were a few highlights of the event.
But we wanted to make sure that our families are getting information that they need, bringing them together with community providers and community organizations, but at the same time to offer our kids book bags and school supplies, because we know many of the families, that weighs on their mind.
Well, events like this is vitally important for the community. It's all about resources and awareness.
The purpose of the event is to aid families from a lack of materials as well as provide health tips to prepare for the new school year.
I think this is a valuable asset. This is an empowering way to address the needs in the community. So many kids don't have what they need, and I think to be able to give it in a way that makes everybody feel empowered and kind of celebratory is an excellent thing. And so I think that's dope. I think it's fantastic, and I think just to see a response from the community not only validates the need, but shows how the community is responding and kind of give thanks and celebrates it.
Very. Every little bit helps a lot.
Bronx Borough President also says these events are done every year to excite children and let them know the community is behind them so they can be the best students they can be. Reporting for BronxNet, Danielle Farrell Bannister.
Betances Houses celebrated Family Day in Mott Haven with Wavecrest Management following the phase-out of NYCHA in the neighborhood. Reporter Sanji Lopez has the story.
Betances Houses celebrated Family Day in Mott Haven. This year, Wavecrest Management invited the community out, replacing NYCHA as a new landlord for 40 buildings stretching from 136th Street to 145th Street.
We wanted to do a special thing for the residents so they can come together and they can experience what family is here at Betances with Wavecrest on board.
Along with partners MDG Design and Construction and Catholic Charities, under the Rental Assistance Demonstration or RAD program, Wavecrest has received a $120 million loan to make much-needed repairs at Betances Houses.
We've been here doing renovations to residents' apartments, bathroom, kitchens, flooring, new appliances, anything that a tenant was neglected before, we've been working on it little by little.
As you may know, NYCHA has been an absent landlord, and it is not only a matter of fixing the bathrooms and the floors in the apartments. We also need to make sure that the families have the resources that they need to thrive.
The Betances community enjoyed summer fun, engaged with local politicians, and got an opportunity to speak with new management company about changes coming to their homes. While Wavecrest is a private developer, Mayor Bill de Blasio assured residents that displacement is not on their agenda. Miguel Hernandez, a longtime resident of Betances Houses, feels comfortable with the change along with other tenants.
It's different because, all my life I live here. I raised around my kids, they are men already. And no mean different to me. It's the same.
We got new windows, we got new floors, bathrooms, we got new kitchens, and it's a big change, and it's a big change, and I love it.
Betances Houses also has the support of some community organizations who offer services within the area.
We work with Betances residents on assisting them with employment services, educational and vocational training services, as well as connecting them to entitlements and other resources within the community.
Everyone here is the expert of their community. They're the ones that live it day to day, and who are we to come in and tell them how to solve the problem? They should be telling us how they want to solve the problem. So we're coming in, we're creating community leaders, creating thought leaders around this, and that's our biggest goal.
Reporting for BronxNet, Sanji Lopez.
That's all for Bronx Updates. We have to take a quick break. More open right after this.